100 players in their program answer the transfer portal. You don't think there's another 100 they could find?
Yeah.
Who would walk that? Who would be those scabs to cross that line?
That's always true. But when's the last time Texas has been in the national championship?
Exactly.
game?
So
years.
Exactly. So that's
and
what I'm saying.
When they did Alabama,
which goes to my point. Like these, they don't have any more leverage than that.
No, they have leverage. Their starting quarterback, who was white, came out multiple times. Sam Elliott.
But what I'm saying is, if they're not already winning a championship,
no, that's the head coach's problem. There's always been even when Texas was bad, they had 5-star players.
I'm not arguing that.
USC
what I'm saying,
has been
what
bad,
I'm saying,
but
though,
they have 5-star players.
What I'm saying though is, if LSU did that, who just came off a title, that's a lot different than
Texas. But Texas is literally,
which, to your point, has basically been irrelevant for damn near 2 decades.
Texas has the GDP of like most countries. Third world, like most countries overseas don't have the GDP of Texas by itself. So if you factor that in and all that oil money and all that rich money down there, it would behoove them to keep the black athletes happy, because some of the greatest athletes in the world have come out of the University of Texas.
And I agree with you, but that doesn't mean that it'll happen.
That's true, but
it doesn't mean it'll happen.
They have. If you look at all these,
especially if college football doesn't end up happening this year, then they really don't have to do any of the shit that they said. Because
they do.
By then it'll be water under the bridge.
I was gonna save this story, but I'm gonna bring it up because this is a Texas player, current Texas player, linebacker Juwan Mitchell doesn't feel comfortable playing for the University of Texas anymore. He was out protesting. He's been attacked on social media. Talking about race, he joined the protest with his teammates. He's protesting police brutality and acts of administration to change the alma mater, all that stuff, and he's received nothing but backlash. And he's pretty much just like, I don't feel comfortable here. I don't feel respected here. He's gonna leave. I'm telling you.
But what I'm saying is, Florida, even if that happened, even if all 100 of those players transferred, and Texas was like, all right, fine. We can only get 1 or 2 star recruits. You don't think they can't find 100 1 or 2 recruits?
Good.
They're already not good though. To your point, for the last inception of this show.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying is, okay, even if they take another step back, oh well, they still have the platform to give those 1 and 2 star athletes a 4 and 5 star experience and profile.
Do you understand how mad the boosters are going to be?
They're always going to be attractive.
Think about the boosters. They're like,
they've already been supporting them through 15 years of
Texas
mediocrity.
Ain't out here recruiting 1-star guys. I'm telling you that right now.
Right now, but if they had to, they would.
When USC got hit with scholarships, right? With the 30 scholarship reductions, when they lost all that talent, 5-star recruits were still coming. There's a difference between 5-star recruits saying, I'll come here just because I know I'll utilize this place for my own benefit, getting ahead, blase, whatever. I'm going to give it all on the field. Whatever happens, happens.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. What
Ball State recruits.
What I'm saying is,
like Hawaii recruits.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with
talent is talent
saying.
Wherever you go.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, it still comes down to whether or not the university is willing and wants to do it.
That's true. And that's where my point comes in with what they're doing is,
because even if the players took the ultimate measure of their leverage and was like, I'm not playing, all 100 of those people, you don't think they could find 100 people?
Of course you can, but you won't be as good.
They're already not good, though.
No,
they're already getting
embarrassed. They beat Georgia in a bowl game 2 years ago. Like, they're right there. They might break through. They might not. But that still gives you credence. And if they go out there and lose by 60 to Baylor, they're going to fire Tom Herman. Like, they're going to tear that place apart. That's a multi-billion-dollar program. Texas, just by itself.
That's what. Yeah, I agree.
So if
which
you're
is why
losing,
they're always going to find talent.
Yeah, but if you're losing with less talent, and the only reason why you're losing because you don't want to change the name of buildings and treat black athletes better, people are going to pick up on that.
The other thing that you're overlooking,
they'll go to SMU.
The other thing you're overlooking, though, is even if those 100 players dispersed throughout the ecosystem of Texas college football, that pushes all those other athletes that would go there. Now all of a sudden they have an opportunity to go to UT that they didn't have before, and
that doesn't disprove my point though.
What I'm saying,
if you have a team full of scrubs,
saying is you can find 100 scrubs across that line.
Yes, you can
at the University of Texas. Always,
but.
Why do you think they're an institution? Why do you think they've had these racist songs for so long? Why do you think they've had all these things standing for so long?
I agree, but power...
Because people are willing to pay that price.
Everywhere around the world right now, and this has probably never happened in world history, but everywhere around the world right now, people are literally taking down racist-ass monuments that have been up for hundreds of years. They don't give a shit who it is. They just know it's racist. It's been there. They're tired of looking at it.
Except for where?
Literally
except for where?
I mean,
Texas.
No shit's getting taken down in Texas too.
I ain't seen it.
That's because they don't show it on the media. But they're taking Confederate.
Oh my god, bro! I hate when people say that
because they're not.
I hate when people say
they're not showing you everything in all 50 states,
media. Bro.
And a lot of
how much media is there? Are you the fucking media guru? Are you subscribed to every single update that all 1,000 media
people
points
are protesting in Texas?
Are posting?
People are protesting in Texas. They're calling for shit to be taken down.
Yeah, bro.
They're taking shit down.
Again, though.
I agree.
It's like
that's
anything.
A realistic problem.
We can bank the table for whatever we want.
Or you can go burn somebody's house down. That's what people also are doing. Some people are waiting. Some people are trying to be civil.
You think people are going to burn down the University of Texas?
No, but they might defame some shit. I mean, you never know. People have been putting up racist shit all over college campuses everywhere. Swastikas, all types of shit. And guess what? People don't stand for it. They correct it. But in this case, you brought to them a plan, a reasoning why, and the players are united. They have to respect that, especially when the best players on your team are all black. Those are facts. Like, you ain't winning without black players. Like, Texas knows this over everyone. When USC beat the shit out of them, Sam Bam Cunningham at running back. Like, they learned this lesson. Alabama learned that lesson years ago. Texas learned that lesson. That's why when Texas started recruiting black players, it was like, okay, we're back now. Yeah, Texas had a bunch of racist white boys on the team, but eventually they had to cave in because the as the saying goes, the arc of the universe bends towards justice. And guess what? That's what's happening.
Except for in Texas.
You are cynical as fuck. You're very cynical.
Because, bro, it's Texas. Texas does whatever the fuck they want.
Guess what? Okay, cool. I got you. I got you. It's another story. Another college football story. One of many. Okay, so Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, said no state championships will be held in Mississippi until they change the state flag, which is literally a Confederate flag. You can look it up. Look it up right now if you want.
I know what the Mississippi flag looks like, sir.
Mississippi State, yes. And Mississippi in general. So, if that's happening in the southern states, and then, by the way, I was going to save this till later. Actually, no, I'm going to save that one. Yeah, I'm going to save that till later. I'll save that for the game that we're going to play later. But the fact that this is happening everywhere, and then you look at Clemson football, another story. Clemson football, they had a rally this past week. Bunch of suspected white supremacists, people with, like, there were white militia groups out there. There were people with Confederate flags yelling back at the players, cussing them out. The players, and even, like, former players, DeAndre Hopkins, he's like, see, that's Clemson, South Carolina. That's what I grew up in. I'm glad the world is seeing this right now. But it's also a lot of great people out there. Like, so Dabo was amongst the people trying to gear, amongst the crowd, engaging people and all that. The players were out there all tweeting about it, out there speaking and feeling. Some of them were like, yeah, we're tired of the racism. It's not cool to cheer us on when we win the national titles, but then when we leave campus and we're walking around town, you treat us like animals. So that's happening everywhere. And if black athletes start using their power, there ain't no more sports. There just isn't. Like, yeah, you can have it, but then you got to look at the white players who aren't racist, and they're going to be like, well, I'm not playing without them. Because this is wrong. This is a human rights issue. And yeah, you'll have enough racists. You'll have people like one dude, just offensive lineman for Eastern Michigan.
I'll tell you what, man. Who watches the most TV?
In regards to what? Like sports or just in general?
In general.
I wouldn't know off the top of my head.
Black people. Black people watch the most TV. So
I thought it was just the most sports.
No, they watch the most TV overall in general, hours per week. Black people. So
it's only 13%.
So it's gonna take exactly.
That's wow.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's gonna take more than just the athletes banding together. It's gonna take all those black people who are watching TV to say, you know what? I'm not gonna watch this secondary product. I'm not going to watch all these white dudes playing football because it's not the quality that I'm used to. But in theory, even if black athletes use their power and we're not playing, as long as people are still watching that secondary replacement sport, it won't fucking matter. So so
they shouldn't do it?
I'm not saying they shouldn't do it, but what I'm saying is it's going to take more than just... That's already hard enough, getting all the black athletes to buy in and do that, because we're already seeing it right now. You're seeing the divisiveness across sports between players who want to go in the bubble and players who are like, nah, we got to do something else. Mm-hmm. So you're already seeing the divisiveness just there. Now, if you could get them all to agree and use their power and platform, you would still need to get the fans buy-in to say, you know what? I'm going to do something else on my Saturdays and Sundays. I'm not going to watch this secondary product because it's racist and it sucks.
Okay. That's fair, but, I mean, with that type of thinking, well, then black people in the civil rights era could have just said, you know what? We'll go back.
But what we're seeing now, that why we're in historic times. Why we're in historic times is because the people are speaking up. It's not just the activists anymore. It's the common folk. The idle Toms are they're at home not doing shit, so they got time now. They're out in the streets protesting. They're making their signs. They're posted on their Instagrams.
They realize microaggressions are real. So when you go to work and you want to feel like you want to ask for a raise, you should try it. Just to see. Some of y'all. Just saying. I'm not saying like take advantage of the moment, but I am saying now that you realize that I'm treated differently based on everybody else in this workplace, maybe we should reassess how you view me. I don't know. But anyway, that's probably already happening. But when it comes to these college athletes, and when the SEC commissioner comes out and says, yo, we're not doing any athletic events, any championship events, anything like that, any big money events like that in Mississippi until y'all take down that Confederate flag. They've already taken down a bunch of Confederate flags, statues, all types of stuff in the Deep South. They've been doing it nonstop. So if that's happening, you can't sit up here and tell me that the athletes don't have enough support, because clearly the people are revolting. There's a revolution going on outside. And now will probably be a better time than ever to do this. But yeah, if they renege and we just go back to business as usual, then yeah, all that was for naught. But I think things are different now. The air is different.
It's like look at the NBA, right? It's like Kyrie says we should start our own league. Everybody's automatic response is to laugh at him.
That's because the great idea from the wrong person.
Which is true. It's fair. But at the same time, it's like, if not now, then when? Right? Yeah. That's what you're saying. And
that's because people are scared.
And that's my point in bringing up the NBA. People are scared. The first thing is, well, how are we going to pay for this? It's going to take time.
Sacrifice.
It's going to take all this stuff. And it's like, if you guys are already looking at possibly not playing a year or just going and playing these few weeks and then not knowing what's going to happen next year, if not now, then when? You have all these prominent black people who are trying to buy into sports, from Diddy to Jay-Z to all the above. There's money there, and that's just publicly. That's not all the private black billionaires and millionaires. So it's like, it's not that far out there. Like,
it could be done
it would
tomorrow.
take work. Yes, it would take time. And yeah, you would need somebody to do it. But those are all questions that a confident